Hi, it's T. Carlson here, and I love a good Western. The genre kind of fell out of favor after the 1970s, but every now and then we still get studios that are making some pretty solid Westerns, and any chance I get to see one of those that turned out good is always a welcomed opportunity. The movie I'm going to be looking at today is from 2007. This is 3:10 to Yuma, directed by James Mangold. This is the second cinematic adaptation of Elmore Leonard's short story following the classic 1950s film that starred Van Heflin and Glenn Ford. I'm going to unbox this release, talk about the movie, the transfer, share my opinion, and let you know my overall verdict. There is a plastic slipcover on here. I'm sorry if there's a little too much glare there. This is a pretty nice looking Steelbook overall. And then I take off the cover. Here's what it looks like underneath without that on there. And that looks very good. This does include a digital code. We have in here our 4K Ultra High Def disc. And on this side we have our HD Blu-ray disc. Underneath the discs we have our artwork of the two main characters face to face with one another. This version of the tale, of course, swaps out Van Heflin and Glenn Ford for Christian Bale and Russell Crowe. I'll read the description of the movie as follows from the slipcover. The infamous outlaw Ben Wade and his vicious gang of thieves and murderers have plagued the Southern Railroad. When Wade is captured, Civil War veteran Dan Evans volunteers to deliver him alive to the 3:10 to Yuma, a train that will take the killer to trial. But with Wade's outfit on their trail and dangers at every turn, the mission soon becomes a violent, impossible journey toward each man's destiny. Like I said, I love a good Western, and I certainly had my doubts when I heard that they were making another adaptation of 3:10 to Yuma. I mean, the original movie is pretty much perfect and certainly one of the seminal classics of the genre. But I'm really happy to say that James Mangold did not disappoint with his take on this classic material. I mean, the overall plot is certainly the same as the older film, but it does take a few new and interesting twists here and there. And of course, you have an all-star cast. In addition to Christian Bale and Russell Crowe, we also get performances from Peter Fonda, Ben Foster, Alan Tudyk, Logan Lerman, and a handful of others, and everyone does a great job with the material they're given. It's a beautifully shot film. None of this looks like it was artificial or done in a studio, and I always appreciate when they go and do that extra effort to make the situation all the more believable. The few changes and twists that Mangold's version of the film makes are actually quite welcomed. I mean, we even get one of the main character's sons playing a larger role than either of the kids did in the original movie. And the ending even takes a pretty interesting twist that I won't go into here. It is a great Western and a fantastic adaptation of a story that was always good to begin with, but Mangold's film really makes for an interesting and entertaining Western experience. Mangold, of course, would go on to direct two of the X-Men Wolverine films, as well as Ford vs. Ferrari, and he'll also be directing the new Indiana Jones film coming out this summer, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Seems like pretty much everything this guy touches turns to gold, and that's why I will gladly watch just about anything that he puts out. Unfortunately, this version of 3:10 to Yuma does not look good in 4K. The 4K transfer looks like it's been very heavily processed, noise reduced, and basically robbed of detail. It just looks very flat and stale, and that's disappointing considering you have this beautiful on-location cinematography. I'm going to say something I don't say too often. The Blu-ray actually looks better than the 4K because the Blu-ray is at least a little more natural and doesn't have all those artificial enhancements. So if you do buy this package, I'd recommend just watching the Blu-ray version because it looks better anyway. The included Blu-ray, from what I can tell, is the same as the older standalone Blu-ray, so it does have all the features that were on there as well, and I'm happy to see those make a welcome return. It is good to get a decent supplement package, and I admit that I haven't gone through all of this stuff myself yet, but being a fan of the film, I certainly have every intention of doing so. You should definitely own 3:10 to Yuma on Blu-ray, but don't bother buying the 4K because the 4K transfer does not look good. If you have the older Blu-ray release of the film, you're set. You don't need to upgrade to this. I do like the Steelbook package here, but that doesn't make up for the fact that the 4K disc is not good. So I can't quite recommend this package just on the basis of the lackluster transfer. If you have your Blu-ray copy, just stick with that. Are you a fan of this version of 310 to Yuma? Do you think it surpasses the original? What do you think the best version of this story is? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to my channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And be sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.